Imagine that you find yourself watching the Medicine Hat Tigers versus Vancouver Giants hockey game. As you watch, you get curious about the players' age and heights. You then look up a roster, finding something peculiar. Are they quite tall for their age? Is there a big age gap in the overall team? Or perhaps their birth dates? You do the math, finding that most of the team's players have early year birthdays, either in January, February, or March. Of course, there are other players with birthdays later in the year, but the amount that have one in the beginning of the year is strange. Now the real question comes in. Does their birth date have anything to do about their success in the sport of hockey? In the book Outliers, Malcolm Gladwell explains the discovery of Robert Barnsley. During his hockey game, Robert's wife noticed the birth date month pattern. Finding this quite strange, Robert later researched many professional hockey players' birthdays, finding the same pattern. Why was this? It's quite a bit to explain, but here's an example. 4th graders' test scores. It may seem ridiculous, but bear with me. It was shown that the older the kid, the better the test score. Here we have a 4th grader born on January 26, 2008, and another 4th grader born on December 19, 2008. Even if they're in the same grade, born in the same year, why is it that the younger kids' scores are more likely to come out worse than the older kids? The simplest explanation is maturity. It is believed that the older kids have more success because they are a little more mature than the younger kids, even with a less than a year difference of life experience. Back to sports time. Let us use boys basketball for an example. There are tryouts going on for high school. How can the coaches tell who's better? It's not like they can scan the roster and only take the kids with the birthdays from January to March. That would just be unfair and probably not the smartest idea. So really, how do they know? There's no test to prove it either, so it comes down to looks. The older kid, most of the time, has a more mature physical appearance, which may seem appealing to a coach who's looking for strong boys for the team. Those boys are chosen to get the most attention, practice, and games, while the younger, struggling boy doesn't. This can make a huge difference, allowing one boy, most likely the older one, to possibly become an NBA player because of all his extra practices, games, and overall experience. And the other boy could be sulking at home because he didn't think he was ever good enough to even make the high school team. The Matthew effect is quite a statement, but it shows itself in professional sports rosters and school test scores. The reason for its name, the Matthew effect, is because of this quote from the Gospel of Matthew. For unto everyone that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away, even that which he hath. In simpler words, those who have the most success are more likely to have more success in the future because of the plethora of attention and opportunities that will be given to them. Being a little bit better at something than someone else can send you down a whole different road than if you hadn't been.